Welcome to all of you. Once again, I am here with the Getting Started with Salesforce Marketing Cloud series. This is the second series, and here I am going to talk about the Salesforce Marketing Cloud overview. As I promised that I am going to show you the Salesforce Marketing Cloud live demo in the today's session. I will going to do that, but as you know that some of the people had already missed the previous session and they requested me to give me the recap of the previous session. So today I will going to give you the 10-minute of recap. We'll discuss some of the key terminology in Salesforce Marketing Cloud, and then we will come to the screen. There we will going to discuss what are the Salesforce Marketing Cloud UI look like. I will give you the complete overview. I will also going to tell you what is DE and various other things. So let's get started. Myself, Prinsa, I am a Salesforce Pardot specialist and I work as a digital marketing consultant. You can connect me over LinkedIn. There I share most of the insight about Salesforce Marketing Cloud, digital marketing and various other topics. Today's agenda is we are going to discuss about recap, that is the previously which we had discussed. Second, we are going to talk about Marketing Cloud overview, some key concept and terminology in Salesforce Marketing Cloud, and then I will take your Q&A session as well. So let's get started. Somebody has already requested me, sir, how to get the previous session recording. So here is the session recording. You can get it. Just scan this QR code. You will get the URL and there you can follow the playlist of Salesforce Marketing Cloud. First, understand what is Salesforce Marketing Cloud. As I already told you in the previous session that Salesforce Marketing Cloud is a series of acquisition made by the Salesforce. So this is not a standalone developed by the Salesforce Marketing Cloud. It is a standalone tool that is acquired by the Salesforce. That is earlier name was Exact Target. Similarly, Exact Target acquired one of the tool that is called Pardot. Now both name was changed now. Exact Target is called as Salesforce Marketing Cloud and Pardot is called as Account Engagement. Okay, account engagement is famous for B2B marketing and Exact Target is used for the Salesforce Marketing Cloud as a B2C marketing. All these acquisition I already discussed in the previous of the sessions that Pardot is beneficial when you are going to use the email marketing, you are going to target the B2B customer. Similarly, Salesforce Marketing Cloud is used for B2C because there is a multiple studio builder that is going to enhance the overall journey of your marketing using the Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Some of the key concepts, some of the key terminology that is very famous in Salesforce Marketing Cloud that we are going to discuss here. So first understand some of the key component of Salesforce Marketing Cloud. As you can see that Social Studio, Web Studio, Content Builder, Email Studio, Automation Studio, Advertising Studio, Audience Builder, Journey Builder, these are the some of the tools that are very famous in Salesforce Marketing Cloud and that is used by most of the marketers. So what does Marketing Cloud include? Marketing Cloud include two type of differentiation. You can see that two type of differentiation and module. You can see that very clearly. The first one is Studio and the second one is called as Builders. So what are the studio? Studios include Email Studio, Mobile Studio, Social Studio, Advertising Studio, Web Studio, Automation Studio. So let's understand one by one. As the name suggests that Email Studio stands for email marketing. There you can store the data in DE and you do the campaigning. There you manage the preferences, manage the suppression list, you do the automation, you create the journey builder. All these things you are going to do enhance your email marketing experience in terms of deliverability, in terms of optimization of the email marketing campaign. The second was Mobile Studio that is mainly focused on mobile advertising. You will do the push notification and many more things here as well. Now the third one is Social Studio. I would like to tell you about this Social Studio is that it is going to be deprecated by the Salesforce Marketing Cloud because after 18th November 2024 you are not able to use the Social Studio. You can use the alternate of the Social Studio that is already having an API integration, that is already having an API integration of that is already have an API integration with Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Advertising Studio is used for the advertising on social media platform, on Google and various other things. Web Studio is used for the website part. There you will create the web pages, forms and various other things. Last one is 6 Automation Studio. As the name suggests that you are going to create a recurring task. You will going to make it automated. So you don't have to do the recurring tasks one by one and various other. Similarly, there is a second module that is called Builders. In this Builders, you have a journey builder, audience builder, content builder, analytics builder, contact builder. We will going into the each and every detail one by one in the upcoming session. For today, I am going to brief it about that. The journey builder is something that you are going to set and forget. Means you have a customer journey that is you have designed in each and every step according to their behavior, their trajectory, their activity. You target the audience to maximize the conversion. Audience builder is where you are managing the list, you are managing the audience. Third one is content builder, that where you are maintaining the content, your content copy, your email copy that you all are getting getting here. Analytics builder is, as the name suggests, you will get the campaign analytics here. The analytics builder is going to help you to make your decision based on this analytics. You make a decision to do the any marketing campaign. Contact builder is, as the name suggests, is a part of the audience builder. Here we also manage your contact and data. Now, what are the prerequisites in Automation Studio? If somebody wanted to learn Salesforce Marketing Cloud, then you should know about the SQL, server-side JavaScripting, ETL process, and the use of FTP server. So out of all this, SQL and JavaScript is the programming language that you have to know, and this is not the part of our session because it makes our session very big. So I'm giving you two resources. For SQL, you can use the W3 School. I find it very useful. As a beginner, you can start from there. And JavaScript is that you can use just a Google search. You will find a lot of resources available on the YouTube itself. There you can find it very useful to use it. Okay. You can also follow the trailhead to get all this information, and there you will also get the points. So it will be the win-win situation that you can earn more points if you are learning from trailhead. But at the same time, you are free to go anywhere because everywhere you will find a lot of resources on the internet. Now, before going into the overview part, first understand what are these core concepts. Okay. So data extension is there, subscriber key is there, primary key is there, send relationship are there, sender profile is there, substance center is there, and unsubscribe is there. Now, I wanted to tell you that there are many things in the right side as well, like IP warming, A/B testing, import activity, import wizard, data filter activity, and SQL query. If I'm going to explain all these things, it will take at least half an hour to give you just an intro or 2-3-5 line of intro about all this topic, and maybe it will not understandable to all of you. So what I'm going to do, because the session is only for 45 minutes, I'm going to give you the brief idea about the left side of the term, and the right side we will going to discuss in the next session. For today, I'm going to tell you what is the data extension. So data extension that you use to store the information. Okay. So DE, generally we call it data extension, is used for storing the content. You store the data, and there is a two type of data you store in DE, that is sendable and non-sendable. Sendable means something that you do the campaigns. If you do the email campaigns, you can use the sendable. If you mark the something on sendable, so then there is a second option as well, that is called testable. So means any data that you mark it as a sendable means you can do the campaign on the data, then it can be testable as well, means you can test the DE for your email campaigns as well. Okay. Now, what is the non-sendable data? Where you don't do the campaign, and why you are not sending the data when you have storing in the DE? There are many reasons, like maybe you are storing the campaign tracking data, maybe you are storing some of the filter data that might be you will going to use later on. So for that reason, you are not sending those data because maybe might be you are going to refer for some other task. So in that case, you can mark it non-sendable. So by accident, you are not able to send any email campaign to those DE. Okay. Subscriber key is a unique key. It will allow one unique key to your all contact stored in DE. And how it is going to be allotted? When you do the campaigns, when you are doing the first campaign, after getting the first campaign, if you are going to send the campaign to any one contact, that contact will get a one subscriber key. It doesn't automatically allotted. First, you have to send the campaign, and first time, if the content is going to be sent onto one email ID, that email ID automatically get a unique subscriber key that is used for the finding the each and every user uniquely. Okay. What is the primary key? The concept of primary key, if you are aware with little bit of SQL, then you must be aware with the what is primary key. Actually, this is the unique key, and at the same time, this is not nullable. What is the concept of not nullable? It means it is not be vacant. Okay. It must be any value. You can't skip that table. So primary key is something that I can relate in the real life is, you can say that PAN card number never be a duplicate. It will represent one person. Similarly, the Aadhaar card represent the unique value. Each person have their unique Aadhaar number. So these are all the primary. Similarly, in the tables like student ID, in your university you may have an enrollment number. That is also a primary key because it represents only one person. It is not be vacant, means not nullable. Why? Because any person have you find in university who don't have any enrollment number, it is not possible. It is meant to be to identify the person very uniquely, and that is the concept of primary key. You will find it the primary key in many places. Then send relationship. Send relationship means something you are going to skip this send relationship. I'm going to move for the sender profile. So what is this sender profile? Sender profile is something that you are going to send through the campaign. Means in one of the account, maybe there are 5 people who are sending the campaign, but those 5 people having a different profile, and all those profile is associated with particular list. So you don't send one list with the different profile. Might be it will not known to that list person, list audience, so they will get confused. So understanding the sender profile is very important, because based on your sender profile, you target the list, you send the campaigns. So you should know what are the sender profile. Suppose that I am sending from my Gmail. So Gmail is my email ID. Suppose I am sending from my email ID, so that is my sender profile. But in general, in Gmail, you have only one sender profile, that is you itself. But in Marketing Cloud, you can create multiple sender profile. Maybe I am one of the sender, you must be the next sender, third person might be have a sender profile option, so he can take also a sender profile. So there are multiple profile where you can send the campaign. The second last one is subscription center. What is subscription center? Suppose that you subscribe to one of the newsletter, and still you wanted to categorize those newsletter, like you only interested in finance news, or you are only interested in tech news, but company covers 5 domain, and if they are going to send you every day many of the campaign, maybe you will get irritated. So what you are going to do, that you are going to select that no, I am only interested in finance, so they will not going to send you the tech news or any other newsletter. And that is the use of subscription center. It will allow user set the preference which type of email you wanted to looking for. Okay, unsubscribe, most of you are aware with. If you are opening any email and you are not interested, you just have to unsubscribe it. People are not providing the unsubscribe link. That is a very big mistake, because if you don't give the option to the unsubscribe to your user, they mark it spam. And if you not aware with the Google new policy, that I wanted to mention here is that if 0.3% mark you as spam, it means your deliverability will decrease very low. 0.3% means what? Out of 1000 people, if 3 had marked you as spam, it means you are doing something wrong. And that is something implemented in 14th February around in 2024 by the Google. And because Gmail is so popular that whatever the rule it is implemented, that is followed by many other email service provider, like Outlook, you can say that Yahoo Mail will going to follow the same thing. Zoho Mail will also going to follow the same thing. So I would suggest you to provide the unsubscribe link on top of the file, top of the email and bottom of the email very clearly, that if somebody is not interested in your campaign, they will going to unsubscribe you. That is the better option rather than giving you the spam. Okay, so now next I had promised you that I will give you the overview of the Marketing Cloud. I'm going to go into the system and we're going to discuss more about the Marketing Cloud. Today I'm going to discuss about data extension. What is data extension? Okay, I had already briefed you about that. Now I'm going to give you the DE, how to create the DE, what are the type of DE. There are 3 type of DE: standard DE, filter DE and random DE. What are the difference between these? So we are going to discuss many things. So just going into the system and we're going to discuss more about it. I haven't discussed many things about data extension that I know I should take before taking this question, but because I promised all of you that we're going to see how the Salesforce Marketing Cloud look like and how it is going to work in the real environment. And that is the reason I just started with, but at least 10 minutes of theory session you require before coming into the data extension. But I will try to make it easy for you in the real-time environment itself. I'm just going to click on this create button and it will going to create the data extension for me. So when you are going to see that, as you can see that there is a 3 options. What are the 3 actions? That is the standard data extension. First, second is what? Filter data extension, and the third one is random data extension. Generally, when you are going to create the data extension, you are going to create the standard data extension, because you are going to import the data, you are going to insert the data from your external third-party sources. Filter data extension is going to work when you are going to filter the data from the existing DE, because if you don't have any DE, how you are going to filter the data? So obviously you have some DE already exist, some data is already in your system in some of the DE, then obviously you can create a filter over that and then filter. After having a filter, suppose that you have a 1000 record, out of those records you had created a filter, like I wanted to get a data from the previous campaign who had opened and clicked the email. I only interested in those people who are opening my emails and clicking on the email. So might be 200 record out of that 1000. So I am filtering the data from 1000 to I'm coming into the 200, and that 200 data I know this is in front of me, but it will going to be saved somewhere, right? And where we are going to save it? We are going to save it in a filter data extension. Now this random data extension, what you are going to use, you can see the randomly data, and that you are going to save the data randomly. Select the subscriber from the source data extension, and randomly it will save some of the data for you. That random data you can make it in a chunks of, like you have a 2000 record, so you can make a chunk of 200, 200, 200. So total 10 random data extension will create. If you have a 2000 data, and if you are going to create in 100,000 chunks, so there is a two random data extension will create. Means you are separating the standard data extension into a two part, like 2000 data converted into a two parts. So that you can do using the random data extension. Generally, all these things will become a complicated because I started with, and I'm sharing with sharing all these data extension. But if you are not getting it, just one line, and that is going to make it easy for you. Most of the time, when you are going to start working on that, you will going to use the standard data extension for the at least 1 or 2 months. Okay, in your learning phase. So I'm going to click on this standard data extension, and as you can see that what is coming here, it is going to ask you create from new, create from existing, and create from template. So obviously, new means something you are going to create from scratch. Second, create from existing. What does this mean by existing? Means some of the properties from the before, so from the previous DE, that you can use it here, like a template. But template is different. Template is something that is you already defined, and that you can apply here, that you can select here. But create from existing DE, it means what? If one DE I already created earlier, and in that DE I mark email ID is the primary key. Okay, it can be mobile B as a primary key, but sake of example, I'm telling you that email is the primary key. In that case, when I'm going to click on this create from existing, in this email ID is also email ID will be the primary key. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to start from basic. What I'm going to do, I'm going to click what I can do, demo list. What are the today date? 13th update. You should remember it. We're going to use it in the next session as well. The same list I'm going to use. So external key is there. I'm not going to use that. Description, you should mark it down. You should do the description to remind yourself that why we are creating it. So suppose that I'm writing here, creating this DE for demo in the SFMC. I will use it later. This DE. Oh, somehow I created some special correct. I don't know where I created a special correct. I'm just deleting everything. So now it is coming the standard. I already selected the standard data extension. So obviously it is saying that you had a standard data extension. So whatever I'm creating is, I'm creating a standard data extension. Now, what are the locations? So I'm putting it in a data extension tab itself. If you are seeing in the background here, you can see that this is the location where I am saving my data. You can save in any other folder as well. If you are going to create your own folder, you can change the location here and you can create according to your new location. So now, is this sendable? So mark it here. This is the sendable. Means what? Whatever the data we are going to put here, that I can do the campaign. And that is I talked about earlier, that DE is having a two type, the sendable and non-sendable. I'm going to create a sendable. If it is sendable, there is a chances of it's testable. Means we can use this data the campaign. If I'm going to put it not testable, it means no, then we can't take the as a test DE. So next, retention setting that I'm going to mark it here, because it is showing that we can delete the data after 30 days, 180 days. That is going to be used according to our setting. So for now, I'm going to off. Okay. Now apply to it is all these options will going to be enabled if I'm going to make it a on. Okay. So I'm not going to use the retention. I'm going to make it as it is. Now this is something that we are going to be more interested in. Okay. So now you can see that this is already one field you will see name. Name is having a data type text. So there are multiple data types: text, number, date, boolean, email address, phone, decimal. There are multiple data. Out of that, I'm going to add many other data as many other field as well. Okay, that you can use. If I'm not interested in anything, that we can do as well. We can simply create and it will going to create. Now, before you go ahead, first you should add few of the data, and in that way we are going to create the campaign. Okay. For now, I'm going to show you. This is the delete. And now here you can see that if I'm going to not coming up properly, I have to refresh this. Might be I will lose the data. Whatever I created earlier, it might be I will going to lose because I had to save. I'm going to create a standard. Okay, I'm going to put the name, sendable, next, just create it. So I have to put the data, and here we are not getting this error. I'm getting this because this is the sender concept. Means what? That I'm going to tell you. This is going to tell you that the subscriber key, that is the unique key. Okay, the subscriber key is what will be the unique. So here you have to put the data over here. Okay, so as you can see that, suppose I'm going to put the name. Till I'm going to put in data. I'm going to use age maybe
position maybe, increase the duplicacy of your data. Okay, now if I'm going to create, your data will be, your DE will be created. So whatever the DE we have created, we are going to search in this list. So I'm going to write down here demo. We had a 13 April. So that data we had created. So I'm going to show you that this is the zero record, and the data we had created is field we had created name, email, name, position, and mobile number. These are the data type that we had created, length, primary key, all are we had created, as you can see it here. Okay, and that all are locked now. Now, one thing, as you can see in this part, here is the record part. You will see there is no record. Okay, and there is a other property as well that you can see. Now, the point is, we have no any record, and we have to put the record here. So in the next session, what we are going to do, I will going to create a CSV file with all these field. Okay, and then I will show you to import the data. And here, if you are going to click on this import wizard, will going to open. Okay, that is called import wizard. If you are going to click on this, there will be a coming, and you can import the data directly over here. Okay, hopefully you will see that. Yeah, it is. I thought it is coming as a prompt, as a pop-up. Might be not visible to all of you. So it is visible. So this is the prompt that is called import wizard, and using this we can import the data in the next session. Okay, for this session, for today, I show you the basics of overview of the email studio, what is the DE and how to create the DE. Next session we're going to discuss the various other important part of detections, and we are also going to discuss the key component of what is called as the key component of marketing cloud. As you can see that I left some of the topic here: IP bargaining, A/B testing, import activity, import wizard. That the import wizard that I show you right now. Data filter activity, SQL query. So there are a lot of things I just started with. So we will going to cover these things, and then I will show you how to import the data into the. So this is it.